got the new DJI Osmo Pocket case. This charges while the Osmo's in here. Check out this cool feature though. Let's see if I can do it with one hand. Well, let me set this down. Here we go. Flip the switch. Opens up. There's the camera in there charging. There is storage for a couple of SD cards. You pop it out and you got storage. You might not be able to see it. Oh, there you go. You got storage for the ND filters, so I bought those too. They just magnetically attach to the lens of the DJI Osmo Pocket. But that's not why I'm here today. I'm actually here to show you my beehive. What's going on, everyone? I'm out here in the sun. It's finally a nice day. Sorry for my hat here. I'm about to get into my beehive. It's a new hive this year. This is my 4th summer doing it. I've had one successful overwinter. My bees didn't make it this winter, so I'm trying again. New location, and we'll see how it goes. But I got my wax tool here, hive tool. I bought a new brush today. My other one got kind of stiff, and bees don't like to be squished by stiff bristles. And then my frame extractor, you just, I don't know what it's really called, but you just clamp on, you can lift your frames out. Got a few frames that I'll be putting into the hive, and then there she is. There's my hive. So come check this out. You can see bees going in and out. I installed them last week. This is an 8-frame Langstroth hive. It was named after a monk who developed this technique of keeping bees. Before that, each year after you harvested honey, you'd have to destroy the hive, but this makes it possible to reuse the same hive year after year. And then on top of here, this is stuff I can get rid of. This is what the queen came in. Little cage there with a cork off the end of it. You uncork it, stick a piece of candy in there, and then the bees will eat that candy out, and the bee gets kind of time released into the hive. And then this is just a can of sugar water that the package came in. Also, I got some sugar water in here that I home brewed. It's just 1 part sugar, cup of sugar, 1 part water. So I think it has a little medicine in it as well. Got a bee already interested in it. But yeah, we'll be filling up that supply with the sugar water. So yeah. Anyway, let's see how they're doing. They look to be pretty happy that it's sunny outside. So if you're not familiar with beekeeping, let me get into the sun here. The best time to open up your hive is midday, when the sun's out and a lot of bees are out foraging for pollen, because that means you're going to get the least amount of bees in your hive. So you don't want to disturb it too much or too often. And yes, that's beekeeping. Anyway, I'm no expert, that's for sure. I've definitely failed at this more than I've succeeded. But it's a fun hobby. It can be an expensive hobby. I'm always learning. I want to make sure that my bees are happy and healthy. I think what happened last year is that, or this winter, is that it just got too cold and I didn't do as good of a job winterizing the hive as I should have. I thought I had all my bases covered, But this new location has a nice wind block from the cold winter wind. Kind of using this fence and these trees to block that winter wind. But let's stop wasting time. Let's get into the hive. What do you guys say? Alright, I'm all suited up, ready to get in the hive, and hopefully this protects me. I don't like to be stung by bees, even though it's not the most painful thing. For me, I'm still a little jumpy in the hive. There's some people that can get in with just a t-shirt and a hood on, but for me, that's a different story. So first things first, we got to start smoking the hive. Now, I generally don't like to smoke the hive. I do it, but if the bees are pretty docile, then I won't, if it's not necessary. But a lot of people will use like wood stove pellets. I think those give you a nice consistent clean burn, but I generally will just use some junk mail for the starter, and then whatever is around me to light the fire. Obviously you don't want chemicals in there. I've piled a few sticks over here to use, and obviously we need some dry kindling to get this thing going. Anyway, obviously the drier the better, but once you get your fire raging, then you can actually throw in some wet. I found, wet sticks create some nice smoke once you get the fire going. But yeah, I like to use natural stuff. It doesn't always work as clean and consistent as say wood stove pellets, but we'll get this thing going. Don't you guys worry. Probably jumped the gun a little bit. Could have built this up a little better before I started lighting it. Alright, so we got the smoker going. You typically want it to be able to burn for about a half hour. I'm not going to spend a ton of time in my hive today, but that looks like a good smoke. You want a cool smoke though. If you pump it and it burns your hand, then obviously it's going to burn your bees too, so you want to make sure that that smoke is nice and cool there. So you might need to let it burn a little bit, but that is a nice good plume. That would make a vapor jealous, except no blowing smoke rings here. So they've been pretty busy during the week. This is where I need to add some new frames. This is my feeder, and this was what I was worried about. They spent all that time and energy building some comb in there and connecting it to the lid, but I got to get them off of that so that I can put my new frames in. I feel really bad doing it, but it's got to be done. Got to get them started on the right track. So I'm going to go ahead and inspect this. If I pull some frames, we can take a look at those. But while I'm doing this, it's easier for me to just stay focused and do it. So I might skip a few important steps when inspecting a hive. It'd be easy if I had someone else here helping me do the filming, but I'll try to be as informative as possible. But so far I'm liking what I'm seeing. Alright, so I got it cleaned up, and the bees are not too excited with me right now. I had to scrape off all this comb that they had built so I can put my cover back on. But I got this cleaned up a little bit. I might scrape some more wax off the top. Got this filled, drowned a few bees, which I hate doing too. This is my first year trying a in-hive feeder. I've done the top feeder, but every time I do it, it starts to ferment and smell like alcohol, and I don't want a bunch of drunk bees. But yeah, I'm gonna get things buttoned up here. As you can see, it's pretty disruptive to the hive every time that you open it up, but you gotta do it. You gotta make sure it's healthy. I didn't see any signs of the queen, but I didn't look too closely. I'm gonna let things settle down for another week and then take a look. But yeah, I'm gonna get this thing closed up and get out of here. Alright, so I got my hive all closed up. The bees are starting to settle down. I'm gonna leave this comb up on top so that they can get this hard-earned nectar and honey that they've been working on out of there. They'll get it cleaned out and put it back in the hive. I really hated removing that much comb because it's not easy for them to make that. Lesson learned, I probably should have gotten here a lot sooner to put those other frames in. So keep that in mind. It's only been about a week and they got that far. So maybe I should have put the extra frames in, you know, after 2 days or so. It has been kind of rainy and I did go out of town as well. So I'm going to let them clean up that honeycomb. And what's nice about this, then I can take it home. My wife runs a preschool and it'll be a good exhibit for the kids to look at. And then I'll eventually make it into something. I have a bunch of honeycomb and wax at home that I need to figure out what to do with. So if you're a beekeeper and you stumbled upon this video, if you have any feedback, criticism, do's and don'ts, comment below, because I'm learning just like maybe most people watching this video. But yeah, this is my hive. It's an 8-frame Langstroth here in Ogden, Utah, and hopefully we get some honey this year. If not, for sure next. We'll be keeping you updated throughout the summer. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you follow this channel, you know that I do a lot of random things. I'll be getting my electric bike up and going. If you followed that series, I've been getting some comments on that. Maybe do some more metal detecting. Just a bunch of random little hobbies that keeps myself entertained. So again, thanks for watching. There's my face. And if you like it, subscribe. And like it. Like and subscribe. I guess that's what you do on YouTube. Thanks, everyone. Bye.